Welcome to Vibe Audiobook, where we dive deep into transformative insights that reshape your reality. Have you ever felt trapped by your own thoughts, constantly replaying the past or anxiously anticipating the future? Do you yearn for a profound sense of peace, clarity, and true presence? If so, then prepare to embark on a journey that could fundamentally alter your perception of life itself. Today, we're dissecting a book that has become a spiritual phenomenon, Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment. This isn't just another self-help book. It's a profound invitation to reclaim the only moment that truly exists, the present. Stay with us as we unlock the secrets to living a life free from mental suffering and full of vibrant awareness. Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, first published in 1997, emerged from Tolle's own radical spiritual awakening at the age of 29, following years of deep depression. This book is not an intellectual treatise, but a direct guide to experiencing a state of consciousness he calls presence or being. Tolle posits that most human suffering stems from our identification with our minds, specifically with our incessant stream of thoughts about the past and future. The core message is disarmingly simple, yet profoundly challenging. True liberation lies in realizing that the only reality is the now. Let's break down the foundational concepts presented in this groundbreaking work.
Chapter 1. You are not your mind. Tolle begins by asserting that our biggest obstacle to enlightenment is our identification with our mind. We believe we are our thoughts, our emotions, our memories, and our projections. This constant mental chatter, which he calls the mind stream, is largely dysfunctional and often negative. It pulls us away from the present moment. This incessant thinking, driven by the ego, is what creates a false sense of self. The solution? To simply observe our thoughts without judgment or identification. By watching the thinker, we begin to separate ourselves from the thought. This act of observation is the first step towards realizing we are something far vaster and deeper than our mental processes. Chapter 2. Consciousness, the way out of pain. Pain, according to Tolle, is largely self-created through our resistance to what is. When we resist the present moment, when we label situations as bad or unwanted, we create psychological pain. This pain often manifests as an emotional body, an accumulation of old, unresolved emotional pain from the past. This pain body seeks to perpetuate itself by latching on to negative thoughts and situations. Tolle encourages us to acknowledge the pain body, to feel it, but not to identify with it. By shining the light of conscious presence on it, we can dissolve its power. He emphasizes that the root of all addiction, from substances to drama, is often the unconscious attempt to avoid feeling this pain.
Chapter 3. Moving deeply into the now. This chapter is the heart of the book. Tolle explains that the now is the only thing that is ever real. The past is a memory thought, and the future is an imagined thought. Neither exists except in our minds. By becoming fully present, we step out of the illusion of time. He offers practical ways to do this. Stop waiting. Tolle points out that many of us live our lives waiting for something to happen, for success, for a vacation, for the right moment. This waiting is a state of mind that keeps us from appreciating the present. Embrace the ordinary. Find joy and presence in simple, everyday activities like washing dishes, walking, or drinking tea. These seemingly mundane moments are opportunities for deep presence. Focus on breath.
The breath is always in the now. Using it as an anchor can bring us back to the present when our minds wander. Surrender to what is. This doesn't mean passively accepting undesirable situations or not taking action. It means dropping inner resistance to the reality of the present moment. True surrender is an inner alignment with the present, which paradoxically can often open up possibilities for positive change. Chapter 4. Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. Tolle delves into the cunning ways our mind tries to pull us away from presence. These include psychological time, the mind's tendency to dwell on the past, regret, guilt, or project into the future, anxiety, anticipation. This is distinct from clock time, which is practical for scheduling and planning, but becomes pathological when it dominates our inner state. The unconscious past, how past conditioning and experiences continue to dictate our reactions and perceptions in the present, often without our awareness. Waiting as a state of mind. As mentioned before, constantly deferring joy and fulfillment to a future point. Inner resistance, our refusal to accept what is, leading to unnecessary suffering. By recognizing these strategies, we can catch ourselves when the mind attempts to hijack our presence.
Chapter 5. The State of Presence. Here Tolle describes the profound benefits and nature of presence. It's not an ecstatic, high-energy state, but often a deep sense of peace, stillness, and inner spaciousness. Finding the unmanifested. Presence connects us to the unmanifested, the source of all life, which he also calls being. This is the formless dimension within us. The joy of being. When we are fully present, we experience an inherent joy, not dependent on external circumstances. This is the natural state of being. Relationship with the sacred. Presence allows us to perceive the sacredness in all life, connecting us to a deeper spiritual dimension. Creative action. True, effective action doesn't come from frantic mental activity, but from a state of alert presence. When we act from the now, our actions are more aligned and potent. Chapter 6. The Inner Body. Tolle introduces the concept of the inner body as a gateway to presence. By bringing our attention to the subtle energy field of our own body, feeling the aliveness in our hands, feet, or throughout our entire being, we can anchor ourselves in the now. This is a powerful practice to bypass the incessant mental chatter. It helps us reconnect with our deeper self, beyond physical form or mental constructs. Focusing on the inner body can dissolve mental resistance and bring a sense of groundedness and peace. Chapter 7. Gateways to the Unmanifested. Besides the inner body, Tolle outlines other doorways to the unmanifested realm of being. Deep silence. Moments of true inner stillness where the mind is quiet. Space. Not just physical space, but the spaciousness of awareness itself. Conscious death. Not physical death, but the death of our identification with form, with our ego, with our false sense of self. This allows for spiritual rebirth. Sex. When practiced with conscious presence and not as an egoic pursuit, sex can be a powerful gateway to the unmanifested, a merging of forms that transcends the individual ego. Suffering. Paradoxically, intense suffering can be a gateway. When our mental constructs break down under extreme pain, we are sometimes forced into the present moment, offering an opportunity for awakening.
Chapter 8. Enlightened Relationships. Tolle argues that most relationships are dysfunctional because they're dominated by the ego and the pain body. We seek to find a sense of self or fulfillment through others, projecting our past onto them. Ending relationship drama. By becoming present, we stop unconsciously creating drama in relationships. Love as presence. True love, according to Tolle, is not an emotion, but a state of being. It arises from deep presence, where we see the other person beyond their form and ego and connect with their essential being. Conscious communication. Speaking and listening from a place of presence, without egoic reactivity, transforms interactions. Letting go of attachment. Allowing relationships to be as they are without clinging or demanding they fulfill our mental projections. Chapter 9. Happiness and Unhappiness. This chapter differentiates between conventional happiness, which is dependent on external circumstances and therefore fleeting, and the deeper joy of being. The end of unhappiness. Unhappiness is primarily a mental, emotional state created by resistance to the present moment. By ceasing resistance, unhappiness dissolves. The path to peace. Peace is not the absence of trouble, but the capacity to be undisturbed by trouble. It arises from accepting what is. The true nature of good and bad. Good and bad are labels our minds apply. In the state of presence, we see events as they are, without the overlay of mental judgment. Chapter 10. The Meaning of Surrender. The final chapter revisits and expands on the concept of surrender. It's often misunderstood as weakness or resignation. Acceptance of what is. Surrender is an inner acceptance of the present moment without resistance. This doesn't mean you can't take action to change things, but that the action comes from a place of non-resistance. Surrender in daily life. Applying surrender to small, everyday annoyances and challenges. Transforming illness and suffering. Even in the face of physical illness or great suffering, an attitude of surrender can bring profound peace and healing. The wisdom of uncertainty. Embracing the unknown and trusting the intelligence of the present moment, rather than needing to control every outcome. Practical application and impact. Tolle's teachings are not meant to be intellectualized, but experienced. He constantly encourages readers to put the concepts into practice through simple exercises.
The Power of Now is more than a book. It's an invitation to a radical shift in consciousness. It challenges the deeply ingrained habit of living in psychological time, the past and the future, and gently guides us back to the only reality we ever truly possess, this present moment. By cultivating presence, we can dissolve the ego, transcend suffering, and access a profound inner peace and joy that is independent of external circumstances. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your thoughts, burdened by the past, or anxious about what's to come, Tolle offers a clear path to liberation. The journey may not always be easy, as the mind is a powerful force, but with consistent practice and the profound insights offered in this book, you too can discover the transformative power of living in the now. So take a deep breath, feel the sensation of your body, listen to the sounds around you, and remember, the greatest power you possess is your ability to be fully present right here, right now. Host, AI voiceover, thank you for joining us on Vibe Audiobook. We hope this summary of the power of now has sparked a new sense of awareness and inspired you to explore the profound wisdom within its pages. If you found this insightful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more transformative audiobooks, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How has the power of now impacted your life? Until next time, stay present, stay conscious, and keep vibing.